On most calendars, their birthday is circled. On their own mind, it isn't. The day arrives quietly. No countdown, no internal drum roll. They wake up the same way they always do. Same ceiling, same thoughts, same weight of time pressing gently forward. If you ask them what today is, they'd answer honestly, just Tuesday. And that answer confuses people, because birthdays are supposed to mean something. From the outside, it looks like indifference, sometimes even sadness. No party plans, no grand declarations, no desperate attempt to be seen. But psychology tells us something else is happening here. These people aren't ignoring the day, they're relating to time differently. To understand them, you have to understand how meaning is constructed. Most of us are taught that meaning arrives from the outside, from milestones, applause, recognition. Birthdays are one of the earliest lessons in that system. This is your day. You matter more today than yesterday. You are allowed to ask for attention. For some people, that lesson sticks. For others, it never quite lands. People who treat their birthday like a normal day often have a continuous sense of self. Their identity doesn't spike once a year. They don't need a scheduled moment to feel real. To them, existence isn't episodic, it's ongoing. They don't experience life as a series of highlights. They experience it as a long, unbroken thread. So when the calendar announces "celebrate yourself," it feels unnecessary, almost artificial. There's often an early awareness behind this. Some of them learned young that attention is temporary. Candles burn out, guests go home, messages fade. What remains is the same inner life waiting the next morning. They noticed that before others did. This doesn't mean they dislike joy. It means they distrust manufactured significance. They don't want importance assigned by tradition. They want it earned through time, effort, and honesty. A birthday didn't make them wiser. It didn't make them kinder. It didn't suddenly rearrange their life. So they treat it accordingly. There's also a quiet realism in them. They are very aware that a birthday marks time passing, not just celebration, but accumulation of memories, of mistakes, of unfinished business. While others focus on the cake, they feel the year, what changed, what didn't, what should have but didn't. And that awareness doesn't always ask for balloons. Some of them don't celebrate because celebration feels performative. They don't want to curate gratitude. They don't want to reply to messages with the correct emotional tone. They don't want to manage expectations around happiness. They don't dislike people. They dislike scripts. There's a personality trait often present here: low external validation dependence. Their self-worth doesn't fluctuate with acknowledgement. Praise feels nice, but not necessary. Attention feels warm, but not defining. They don't feel forgotten if the world doesn't stop for them, because they never expected it to. Interestingly, many of these people remember other people's birthdays very well, not because they value the ritual, but because they value people. They understand that others experience meaning differently. They don't reject celebration, they just don't center themselves in it. There's also something protective happening. Birthdays create expectations, and expectations create disappointment. By treating the day as ordinary, they remove the risk. No one can let you down if nothing is required. This isn't pessimism, it's emotional efficiency. Some of them associate birthdays with pressure. Pressure to be happier than you are, more successful than you feel, more certain than you've become. A birthday asks an unspoken question: are you where you should be by now? For people who think deeply, that question is heavy. So instead of performing an answer, they choose quiet. There's a philosophical layer too. They don't see life as something to be punctuated. They see it as something to be inhabited. Each day counts equally. A random Thursday holds the same potential for meaning as any anniversary. Why elevate one rotation of the planet over another? Often, these people mark time internally, not by age, but by chapters. Before that move, after that loss, during that quiet year, numbers feel less honest than experience. Some of them do something subtle on their birthday. They take a walk. They sit longer with their thoughts. They allow reflection, but not spectacle. It's not a celebration, it's a checkpoint. And here's the part people misunderstand the most. They're not sad on their birthday, they're stable. They don't need intensity to feel alive. They don't need spotlight to feel seen. Their sense of self isn't loud, but it's grounded. In a culture that equates celebration with self-love, these people represent another version of respect. They respect time by not dramatizing it. They respect themselves by not turning existence into a performance. As years pass, something interesting happens. Their calm relationship with aging becomes an advantage. They don't panic at numbers. They don't chase youth theatrically. They adapt. Because they've never relied on the idea that this year is special. To them, being alive already is. So when you meet someone who treats their birthday like a normal day, don't rush to fix it. Don't assume something is missing. You may be looking at someone who made peace with time early. Someone who doesn't need permission to matter. Someone who understands that meaning doesn't arrive once a year. It's built quietly, daily, in ordinary moments no one claps for. And that kind of person, they don't celebrate life loudly. They live it continuously.